For the next video, we're going to talk about the Call of Duty franchise, how it went from a really good first-person shooter to what it is today, a reskinned cash grab showcasing the greed of Activision. So to really understand Call of Duty, you have to look at the history of the franchise. While the game has, gotten to the point where it's absolute fucking ridiculous, you got to start early on. The first Call of Duty game was released in 2003. It just called simply Call of Duty. This focused on World War II. And the second game was Call of Duty 2. Which also focused on World War II. And Call of Duty 3, also World War II. So then the series kind of took a different path, starting with Call of Duty 4. Now, the first two were developed by Infinity Ward. The third one was, the first developed by Treyarch, which started sharing, biannual releases of Call of Duties with Infinity Ward. So now you have two developers working on the franchise. So the follow-up to Call of Duty 3 was Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. This took a totally new turn for the series. It moved it into modern-day combat, and that one was developed by Infinity Ward. Now, history has kind of shown that Infinity Ward's versions of the game are usually real, well-developed, real tight controls and everything, and Treyarch focused more on kind of being creative with the series, trying to kind of take a different direction. So 2008 came along, and it was Treyarch's turn, and they released Call of Duty World at War. Still to this day, one of my favorite Call of Duty games ever made. This game introduced the zombie mode, the Nazi zombie mode, and 4 total maps of zombies, and had a really good multiplayer. The campaign was actually good. I mean, you got to play as the American army, the Russian army, you got to storm Berlin. I mean, it was fucking awesome. And it introduced cooperative missions you could play with friends. This game just was jam-packed with a shit ton of features. And after that, Infinity Ward's turn, they released Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is a game that, was equally really good. The multiplayer was good, the campaign was good. There was even some moments in the campaign that, kind of tested our viewpoints of certain things. Where, when you get to be a terrorist shooting up a freaking airport. And that, there was even a part in the game where you could skip that mission altogether. But seriously, who the fuck skipped that mission anyway? But it made us question, what point was going too far. Then Treyarch's turn, they launched the Call of Duty Black Ops series in 2010. This game was set during the Cold War and was a totally new setting for the game, and it was a really good game. It had a shit ton of zombie maps, the multiplayer was fun, the campaign was decent. It was a really good, solid game. Followed up in 2011 by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer's turn to work on the series. Although I didn't really play a whole lot of Modern Warfare 3, what I did play, I did like. It was pretty decent. And 2012, Black Ops 2 was released. Once again, Treyarch's turn. Had a really good zombie mode. Introduced, some new aspects to zombies. Had a ton of maps. The multiplayer was solid. The campaign was terrible for the most part. I mean, it was forgettable by this point. A lot of reviewers even argued that they didn't even have to include the fucking campaign because it was just stupid. I had the game for probably 2 years before I finally sat down and even gave the campaign one simple go through. I think I got like 3/4 of the way through, and I just got really freaking bored with it and stopped playing. but Black Ops 2 kind of started the early transition. Although it was a solid game, it started the transition into sci-fi shooter. And, ultimately, what I feel is going to end up killing the series. And is why the title of this video is Call of Duty is Fucked. It kind of started them on that path. 2013, they released Call of Duty Ghosts. And this was a game that I did not care for at all. I mean, a lot of different developers worked on this game too. Infinity Ward, Raven Software, Neversoft, Certain Affinity, and it was published by Activision, of course. I mean, I didn't care for this one at all. The extinction mode, the alien mode, was just stupid. I had fun with it maybe for a couple times, but then, it just kind of lacked any kind of innovation. This kind of continued in, the general path of futuristic kind of modern warfare for the series. Followed up in 2014 by Advanced Warfare. In my opinion, one of the worst Call of Duty games ever made. I know some people swear that this is a really good game. I've heard arguments on both sides. I bought the game. I even bought the first DLC pack because I wanted to be able to play zombies. That was a shitty business decision, by the way, making us pay for DLC just to unlock a mode. But Advanced Warfare was, a full-on sci-fi jetpacks, exosuits. I mean, it was like Call of Duty trying to be Halo, and it just didn't fit. And it was a direction that I didn't really care for. And, this was definitely not my favorite Call of Duty game by any means. The Exo Zombies mode was stupid. I mean, I could barely figure out what the fucking perks were. Everything was confusing. Sometimes the zombies got freaking exosuits and were jumping around, and it was just really confusing. It didn't make sense at all in a zombie type mode. I know it was Sledgehammer's way of trying to put their staple on the whole zombies part of Call of Duty, but they did a terrible fucking job with that. I didn't even give the campaign a try. Played a little bit of the multiplayer, got really sick of it. It was just a game that really got old fast. And, I've been playing since Call of Duty 1, and by this time, I'm missing the boots on the ground. Just really missing it. People are freaking flying around and, using these ridiculous abilities that just don't make any fucking sense. And it just kind of lost its appeal really quickly. I mean, Halo's Halo, but Call of Duty trying to be Halo just doesn't work for me. So, after Advanced Warfare, Treyarch, was up next in 2015 with Black Ops 3. Now, out of all these developers taking their turns, and, by this time we have Sledgehammer, we have Infinity Ward, Treyarch, doing constant releases. There's a new Call of Duty game every year. I mean, it's so constant that it's gotten ridiculous. I mean, we don't need a new Call of Duty every year. Maybe if they took more time and innovated one of these versions, it wouldn't be so bad. But Black Ops 3 was released, and I have probably the most respect out of all the developers for Treyarch. The game did come with a lot of features. I mean, it had a lot of content right out the gate. The campaign was okay. It was fun because you could play it with friends. They even added a nightmare mode, a kind of a mini zombie campaign that was okay. And the zombie mode, was decent, but I'm going to make another video on my opinion of zombies and how they've kind of lost their way. But just in short, the only zombie map I ended up really playing religiously was the the pre-ordered season pass map that, is a remake of Derice. The other maps were just, while fun a couple times, got old really fast because they were so tedious that to do any simple task, turning on fucking electricity, was just ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I'm going to have a video on the zombie mode and how they are kind of fucked. Because I look at zombies as being kind of separate. I've always felt and always been a strong supporter that if they would just release a Call of Duty zombie game and just have nothing but survival mode with a shit ton of maps, maybe even a little Left 4 Dead 2 style campaign, that it would have done amazing, and I would have bought that in a fucking heartbeat. But moving on, you know, the multiplayer in Black Ops 3 was pretty fun. They introduced this thing called specialists, which were futuristic dudes and chicks that had freaking powers and could do this weird shit and charge up abilities. The boosting, although more fun than Advanced Warfare, was still there, and you know, so you have people flying around the map. Now they kind of decided to copy Titanfall and do the sidewall running, you know, deal. So you're running around on walls and freaking flying around with your boost packs, and you have these magic abilities. It's just, at this point, it's gone so sci-fi that it doesn't really even feel like a military shooter anymore. I mean, I don't get that feeling of, gee, I'm playing a military shooter, look at me. I don't get that feeling anymore. And that's kind of my issue. So Black Ops 3, although fun and you know, had a lot of features built in, a lot of content at release, it's still just kind of, after a while, got old. And then now we got this wonderful fucking Infinite Warfare. And, you know, not to mention the shitty, you know, sales practice they're doing. Basically, buy the Super Edition because it comes with a remaster of Modern Warfare, fully remastered for next gen. Well, the only way to get that is to pay this ridiculous price and get Infinite Warfare. So if you don't want Infinite Warfare and you just want the remaster, well, you're fucked at this point. Although I do feel like the remaster will be released separately at some point, because it'd be stupid not to, but for a while it's going to be exclusive to owning an Infinite Warfare copy. And that's because they know they fucked up. I mean, the reveal video had like some record numbers of dislikes. A lot of people were disappointed. A lot of the people I game with, you know, were moving on to bigger and better things and kind of done with Call of Duty at the moment. The only reason I even have gameplay footage is because the open beta, because I'm not pre-ordering this shit. But, you know, it literally looks, I mean, you can see right now, it's like Advanced Warfare guns and in a Black Ops 3 maps and movement system. I mean, it's pretty much a mixture of the worst parts of Call of Duty. And now they, you know, oh, they got rid of specialists, but now they have this wonderful fucking thing called rigs, which is stupid, where basically it's an exosuit, okay? It's a fucking exosuit. You call it a rig, you can call it whatever the fuck you want, but at the end of the day, it's a fucking exosuit, okay? So, you know, now we're back to exosuits again, guys. The most annoying fucking thing about Advanced Warfare. It's back, and it fucking sucks. So, I got better things to spend my money on at this point. If Modern Warfare comes out separately, the remaster, I will buy that in a heartbeat, because that game is fucking awesome. But I am not going to buy Infinite Warfare just to play Modern Warfare. It's purely a cash grab because they know they fucked up. They know that they've gone too far with this sci-fi shit, and they need to do something different. But they did the remaster as a way to kind of appease people and, you know, increase the sales. Will Call of Duty be fucked exactly at this point? No. I feel that they're kind of headed in a bad direction, but they have a fan base. Call of Duty has really, with this sci-fi setting, they've gotten to the point where they appeal more to the younger, you know, the kids and shit, like, you know, flying around on jetpacks and shit, like that appeals to young kids. You know, I feel like the older generations, we're kind of getting bored because this futuristic setting is fucking childish, and it results in some really cheap kills in multiplayer. So, you know, I'm kind of moving on to other things. I mean, Battlefield is more appealing to me at this point, so I will be playing that. But, you know, as far as Call of Duty, they really need to do something different. I mean, change the setting, get rid of these fucking exosuits, do something. But what they're doing right now fucking blows. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of make a little rant on how I feel about that. I think if Call of Duty continues down this path that they're on, that someday they will be fucked, and they will kind of fade away into obscurity. Yeah, they're gonna have a fan base, they're gonna sell billions of copies, but to truly be a legendary fucking game that we're talking about 10 fucking years from now, they need to do something different. They need to do something innovative. They need to spend some time on their games instead of farting out a new game every fucking year. They need to introduce something, do some fucking innovation, for Christ's sake. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.